People who let their mom count to 0. What happened after? Let's begin, shall we? She reset me to the factory settings. A hard reset as we called it. I can physically feel pain just reading these comments. She was bluffing, but only the first time. Tried it once. She gave a defeated sigh, then chuckled. Then she said something like, "You're getting too old." That was the day I became a man. I'll never forget my 32nd birthday. The chase of a lifetime that ended in a red hot posterior. Wooden spoon impact. Edit. I see a lot of people asking if I'm Italian, Irish or even Polish. Nope. American. But the art of the wooden spoon was taught through many generations in our family. I'm just thankful I never got the belt. She started counting to negative numbers. I think mine did fractions. 1/2. 1/4. Bold of you to assume that they are alive to tell their story. I had my sister's Hello Kitty belt imprint left on my ass. I see this as an absolute win. Pussies. My mom started at 0. 0. Immediately punches you. I'm gonna count again. 5. 4. Hardest thing as a parent is following through on punishing these kids you love more than anything else in the world. My ears are still ringing. Seriously, I got a minor case of tinnitus. I'll never know. She got to 7 and being the resident smartass I said, "Oh cool, showing off again mom." That went real well for me. Not my mother, because she rarely disciplined me and my siblings, but my grandma. Oh no. When I went to 0 I got her classic little old Asian lady move. A sock filled with pennies thrown at me at speeds I never thought possible. Shit hurted. Everything goes black and the last thing I see is my mother's slipper speeding toward me. It's funny how they can make getting hit by fuzzy pink slipper feel like getting hit by a Mack truck. Why is that? I've been hit with rocks, fists, baseball bats, and a car, but they didn't hurt half as much as that fucking spatula. She said my full name and threatened to count down from 5 next time. Having your full name being said is terrifying. Even more when you are Latino and have 4 names. It just lasts longer. She slapped the soul out of my body and it ricocheted back in me. "You are fucking done." Followed by my entire name, with emphasis on my middle, followed by an ass beating I still remember 15 years later. Weaklings. My mother would count after I was already whooped to give me time to stop crying or I'll be whooped again. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about for real. This is Alex's mother here posting. I'm posting on his behalf as I counted to 0. He did not survive. Alright, I'm coming in late here but this reminded me of the time I went the distance with my mom. My whole life we've rarely argued and during my entire upbringing we only had a few actual fights, all of which were 100% my fault. The point I'm making is that my mom is a really sweet, genuine person who did an amazing job raising 2 boys on her own. When I was 12 I had a bad day and got home in a mood. I wasn't quite looking for a fight per se but I was being a crabby, snappy, negative jerk. Mom put up with it for a while and then had enough. I can't recall the catalyst but she wanted me to do something and I refused. So the count came. 3, 2, and I interjected, "1 bitch." There was a stunned silence for a moment and then she looked at me with rage in her eyes. I'm sorry, I pleaded but I had crossed a line and punishment was coming. She moved so fast, like a blur and I was frozen. I was taller than her but she scooped me up, thrust me in a chair and told me to wait there. Her voice had both ice and heat. "How is that possible?" She came back with a bar of ivory soap which she jammed into my mouth. It was gross, with high notes of bitter soap taste but also a strange sickly sweetness that made me want to gag. And that's how I know that Dr. Pepper tastes like Robitussin with ivory soap, a splash of prune juice and carbonated water. I think I got grounded as well but the fear she instilled really did the trick.